Let's jump right in. Tomorrow, the absolute behemoth of world football kicks off. I know everyone's got a prediction, and let's be real, most of them are going to be completely wrong. So in this explainer, we're throwing out the hype. We are strictly looking at the data, the recent history, and squad dynamics to uncover the 5 true heavyweights, 3 very dangerous dark horses, and the one major question that's going to define this whole tournament.
To start, just look at the sheer scale of what we're about to witness. A massive 104 matches. I mean, this isn't just a tournament anymore, it's a total marathon of elite athletic endurance.
We're talking 48 teams fighting for absolute survival out there. They're bringing their best tactical setups, massive national pride, and top-tier talent to the biggest global stage we have. And this grueling gauntlet, it lasts exactly 39 days. For over a month, these players are going to be pushed to their absolute physical and mental limits. They'll be dealing with the kind of crazy fatigue and inevitable injuries that really test exactly how deep a squad truly is. But ultimately, after all those matches, all those teams, and all those days, there is literally only one trophy to lift. Only one squad gets to carve their names into the history books. Which brings us to the core of our analysis today. The real question we need to answer in this explainer is simply this: who handles the pressure when it matters most? Because look, talent alone doesn't win this tournament. Tactics alone don't win it. It comes down to absolute mental fortitude in those terrifying knockout moments. Section 1. The South American Giants. Let's see how the heavyweights stack up, starting with our first contender. Now, Argentina presents a really fascinating duality. On one hand, they're the defending 2022 champions. They've got a world-class midfield and incredible young talent like Julian Alvarez, all masterfully led by Lionel Scaloni. But history is completely against them. Actually, no team has defended this title since way back in 1962. Plus, this is an older squad relying pretty heavily on a 38-year-old Lionel Messi for his final dance. So the pedigree is undeniably there, but the historical and physical hurdles, they're massive. Then you have their historic rivals, Brazil, sitting just across the bracket. For a nation that literally treats football as its national identity, a 24-year title drought feels like an absolute eternity. But with Carlo Ancelotti, the most decorated manager in European history, instilling this fresh defensive discipline, right behind Vinicius Jr.'s blistering attack, Brazil fiercely believes this time is different. The catch? They're still fighting the ghosts of that 2014 scar, desperately needing to overcome their own lingering mental trauma. Section 2. Europe's elite challengers. Let's cross the Atlantic and see what we're dealing with. So, looking at Portugal, we've got a highly complex dynamic on our hands. You've got a 41-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo making a historic 6th attempt, but even without him, this might actually be their strongest squad ever. I mean, they have an elite spine, Fernandes, Vitinha, Silva, Diaz, who just conquered the 2025 Nations League. Their fatal flaw, though? The quarterfinal ceiling. They have this persistent knockout stage mental block that they desperately need to shatter if they want that fairy tale ending. Next up is Spain. Purely in terms of how they play football, they're virtually flawless right now. Flawless Euro 2024 winners, a perfect 10 out of 10 qualifying run, and terrifying young stars like 18-year-old Lamine Yamal, all anchored by Ballon d'Or winner Rodri. But they have one glaring vulnerability: the missing piece of a traditional striker. Against a stubborn, low defensive block, lacking a true number 9 can be a fatal flaw. It literally only takes one frustrating night without a goal to get sent packing. Section 3. The French Juggernaut. This brings us to the #1 overall favorite according to analysts, bookmakers, and the data. I mean, just look at their recent era of terrifying dominance. A title in 1998, another title in 2018, and finalists in 2022, a match they nearly won on the back of an Mbappe hat trick. This proven, brutal efficiency of going deep into tournaments is exactly why the football world keeps coming back to France as the absolute safest bet. Their squad depth is just unparalleled. With guys like Dembele, Olise, and Upamecano, an injury doesn't decimate their system, it simply creates an opportunity for another world-class talent to step right up. But even the absolute favorites have a flaw. The real concern here is the conservative trap. Manager Didier Deschamps plays a highly conservative style, and the attack runs heavily through a now 27-year-old Mbappe. They can look pretty flat at times, but the scary truth is they don't need to be the most exciting team. They just need to be the last team standing. Section 4, the chaos factor. 3 dangerous dark horses. Because let's face it, football absolutely does not care about spreadsheets. While the data beautifully maps out the heavyweights, predicting football is never that easy. Take Ecuador, for example. In South American qualifying, they mathematically outperformed the defenses of absolute giants. They actually boasted a better defensive record than both Argentina and Brazil. They are seemingly allergic to conceding goals. And that kind of stubborn, incredibly organized defense makes them an absolute nightmare draw in a knockout match. And Ecuador isn't alone here. The disruptors are very real. You've got Morocco, who retained most of that amazing 2022 semifinal squad. And if they manage to stun Brazil in Group C, they blow the entire tournament bracket wide open. Then there's Turkey, bringing fearless, electrifying youth to the global stage, led by guys like Arda Güler and Kenan Yildiz. Plus Ecuador's world-class defense, anchored by Caicedo. Morocco, Turkey, Ecuador, none of them are supposed to win. And that complete lack of expectation, that's exactly what makes them such incredibly dangerous disruptors. Section 5. The unpredictable, beautiful game. 5 heavy favorites. 3 bracket-busting dark horses. And 1 trophy. We can analyze the statistics and map out the historical curses all day long, but football has a glorious habit of ignoring all the data. The game hasn't changed. The scale is massive, the stakes are unimaginable, and tomorrow, the crucible begins. So as we wrap up this explainer, I'll leave you with this final thought to consider as that opening whistle blows. Out of all these giants and disruptors, which team actually handles the pressure and ruins the predictions? Keep that in mind as you watch the drama unfold. Thanks for joining me and enjoy the tournament.